Okay, first of all, apologies for going a little bit sooner. Busy all day today, so needing to get some things done before heading out to various lessons. So I thought, well, let's kick off now. Let me just make sure everything is working as it should do. Okay, StreamYard hasn't caught up yet, or at least YouTube hasn't. Let's try that again. No, still not caught up. Ah, there we go. Yes, catching up finally. Okay, so first of all, like I said, apologies for catching everybody unaware by starting a wee bit sooner. Just pressure of time, pressed for time. Obviously, hope Dr. Silkman, hope you are recovering well from your foot operation, and we'll be back soon, kicking the state. Also, somebody that is potentially going to need an operation on their foot is, of course, going to be Wiegert and Fallon and Garn. Let me share this first of all for you. I think most of you are well aware of this already, but if not, hi JD and hi Ian. If you're not, if you've not seen this yet, then here's an invite from Kathleen Zellner. She tweeted yesterday, I will be talking to Steve on a Zoom call on Wednesday, 12 till 2. That's Central Time. That's 6 hours behind UK time. Any messages for us to convey to let him know he still has an army of supporters? Thanks to all of you. Megan Murder, and top of the pile of respondents, the Hod himself. Dear Ms. Zellner, please tell Steve that his Innocence family are loud, committed, and ever growing. There is no expiry date on our determination to see him free. Friend of this channel and friend of a lot of people, Mitch, Team Stockdale, please tell him that he is not forgotten, that we believe in him and his innocence. And Mitch, I hope you are soon feeling better as well. Sorry to hear that you're not feeling too good at the moment. Here's Denman Stace, the one and only Stacey Seabrook. Replying, I'd like you to pass the message along that I believe Stephen will be walking out of prison with you by his side within the next 12 months. And yes, we're all still here. And Illusion of Justice, one of his many great songs, of course, that title inspired by Jerry Buting's book. Yours truly. I think we pass him. Okay, then. Here we go, then. Now, I do know that Steve has a great sense of humor, so yeah, please do. Tell him the one about the... Now, I've got this wrong, but of course, you cannot edit tweets when you've posted them. Tom Fallon is not an AGA. I know the dude will be laughing at me, poking at me, saying, you've got it wrong again. He is not an assistant general attorney. He is an assistant attorney general, so it should be AAG. The special prosecutor, of course, Norm Garn, nothing special about him, and the county sheriff, Wiegert, that decided to go into the evidence room and instigated their own downfall. And here's Diane. We are here for Stephen until he walks out of those doors to freedom, and we aren't going anywhere. The army is still strong. Another one from Stacey. That's what freedom's for. And it just goes to show, doesn't it, the diversity of supporters. We've had Australia so far. We've had let's just run through those. You've got Australia. You've got Mitch in America, Scotland, England, the West Midlands, Canada. And here we go. We are the Justice Army, and justice will come. Never give up, nor will we. Supporting from the Netherlands. And then we get another Aussie, Penelope. I've been supporting since December 2015, and I have no intention but to continue to support you in your fight for freedom and share your story with the world until this horrendous injustice is corrected and we see your freedom restored, along with Brendan's. And we've got a couple of Belgians, sending all my support and love from Belgium. He is not forgotten. He has an army behind him, and we won't let him down. And of course, Jerome, remember, it's the French wrecking crew, mainly because although Jerome is in Belgium, he's in the part that speaks French. We've got the real Caper by. Please let him know that we support him 100% and that he is in my and my wife's prayers and thoughts daily, and that wish him a happy holidays and hopefully that it will be his last inside. Again, Jerome, never surrender. The world is watching, and look, he's put all the different flags there. Belgium, Scotland, France, Germany, Australia, the UK, America, Netherlands. Always get these two confused. I think that's France, that's Netherlands, that's certainly Canada, and that one I think is the flag of the EU. And just to show, we have a supporter from Turkey. Ryan, just start watching some of the videos there. You'll soon find out where the case stands. I can tell you at the moment, it's in the hands of the Court of Appeals to simply say, yes, you get your evidentiary hearing, and we get all the bad actors up on stand, having to explain what on earth were they doing. Here also we've got juries again. Just Pam, sorry, I'm not too sure where Just Pam is from. Georgina, we know that you're from the Netherlands. And Eye of the Tiger. Remember how Rocky Balboa won his fights. He had the Eye of the Tiger. Never give up. Let's see, we've got Joe. Alice, hi Alice. I know where Alice is from Scotland. And again, this time support from that flag is the Danish flag. From Teen. Please tell Stephen after watching Making a Murderer and Making a Murderer 2 for the fourth time, we still do not comprehend the injustice done to him. His army of truthers is still here rooting for him and to see justice served. And you know, guilters, haters, as I've said before, we don't wake up every morning thinking, how can we undermine the state of Wisconsin? No, that's not what we're here for. We're not some bizarre cult who are addicted to trying to subvert government in Wisconsin. Far from it. We're actually trying to strengthen it. Anyway, Aleb, and Leb, still here, still supporting. The day will come. And to be sure, here we go. Miss Piggy from Ireland. And Stephen. I won't even try to pronounce the Gaelic. here. The translation, freedom is coming. And what else have we got here? We've got a nice picture here. Oh, have I gone too far? This is from... Oh, this is all... Wow, Miss Piggy, you have excelled. Let's have a look at all these pictures. The world is watching. The world is watching. Never give up. Your truth is coming. Hold tight. Okay, so as I say, if you haven't yet gone onto Twitter and added your own message, please do so. Let's go back to the top here. It gives you how many likes for 4,000 tweets quoted, 130 retweets. But let me just, I don't know how I get to see the, I'm going to do it on my phone to see just how many we're up to as far as comments are concerned. Let's have a look. For some reason, it doesn't quote how many of these there are. Maybe it does if you click on it. No, it doesn't. Okie dokie. He so far, well, Kathleen so far has got 742 people dropped a message. So I don't know how she's going to get through all 742 in the 2 hours that Kathleen is going to be chatting with Steve via Zoom, but hopefully she'll manage that, or get through some of them. As I was saying, when you see, I haven't heard about Dr. Siltman, unfortunately, having to get an operation on his foot. As I say, hopefully soon recovered. I can't help thinking that, as I said in my tweet there, that they really have been the undoing of themselves. You know, it's clear that this isn't what the state have done in this case isn't just an accident. It's not mishaps. It's not, unfortunate things that have arisen. This is so blatant, so obvious, that they really have shot themselves in the foot. Okay, I want to share this with you. Let's see how I can do this. I think if I click on that and I click on this, yes. Some of you will not have seen this before. Some of you will realize the significance of the date. This was the 1st of March, 2017. 11 years after the infamous interview of Brendan. Well, this will be done by lunchtime because I've got a project due. The 6th hour, which reminds me, I'm hoping to have a chat with Tracy soon, and hopefully get I've got a guest lined up whose situation was very, very similar. shall we say, to Brendan's. Okay, this was an email that I sent him, and Mark replied later on in the evening, my time. Thank you for your concern. As you are aware, both cases are still in the appeal stage. Well, certainly Steve's is, so it wouldn't be appropriate for me to comment about either case other than to say, well, there you are commenting, I am 100% certain of their guilt. But this is the thing, and stand behind everything done in the case. He stands behind everything done in the case. I hope someday to be able to answer all of your questions. If you have a chance, you may want to read former prosecutor Kratz's book. But note, he's 100% certain and stands behind everything done in the case. Now, this was 2017. This was not before him and Fallon and Garn got together and handed back all of the cremains to the Holbachs, not just the ones in the fire pit, but the ones that were in the other places, the Manitowoc County gravel pit, the pelvic bone that obviously Kathleen Zellner wanted to test. The pelvic bone that, of course, we hear that message, that phone call from Mark Williams, who recently came on board with Tom Fallon to help the state out, saying not to say, inadvertently phoning Kathleen Zellner and saying, don't say anything to Zellner until we've had a chance to look in the evidence bags. It's so bizarre. Tom Fallon knows that there is nothing in those evidence bags. And the fact that Mark Wiegert stands behind everything done in the case, he fully supports the handing back of those bones to the Holbachs. And as Mark has pointed out on more than one occasion, when we get the evidentiary hearing, he's looking forward to Karen Holbach being called as a witness and simply being asked the simple question, do you believe that the bones that were handed back to you are Teresa's? And of course, we're allowed to speculate, aren't we? We're allowed to say, well, she might say, yeah, fine, great, okay. What made you think that they are Teresa's when, at trial, they were deemed only possible human, and Judge Angie Sukovich supported the state by saying they were, the best that can be said is that they're possible human. Therefore, they're possibly human, they're also possibly animal bones. And they were handed back to you as being Teresa, and you call truthers disrespectful to the memory of Teresa? Of course, what would be really interesting is if she said, no, I did not believe that they were Teresa's. Well, unlikely, because she accepted them. The family accepted these bones, didn't they? And of course, she might come back with, I really don't know. I don't know what to believe. And then the question would hopefully be, well, what makes you think that they could be? And what makes you think that they might not be? As Mark pointed out, it's going to be a very interesting debate. Interesting interview on the witness stand. As I say, it's Mark Wiegert. You really did shoot yourself in the foot when you handed back those bones. Well, you and Fallon and Garn. And I would pose another question to you to sort of think about. We know that Kathleen Zellner, in her motion, pointed out that this business of the state disposing of biological evidence, which the statute that Norm Garn was part of the team that wrote the statute. In fact, they wrote the statute as part of the Avery Commission. That's when part of this whole statute became so important, because, of course, Stephen Avery originally exonerated in 2003 because of the fact that they preserved the hairs that eventually exonerated him and proved it was Gregory Allen. You know, it's the first time that the state of Wisconsin has been caught handing back evidence that they should have kept. But does anybody believe that it's the first time it's ever happened? I don't think so. I think this is something that regularly occurs. And of course, they get away with it by the fact that making a murderer doesn't come along every couple of weeks. And Julie, yeah, they should never have been handed back in the first place. They should have been kept. But no. Again, it'll be interesting to find out in an evidentiary hearing who actually asked for the bones to be handed back. Was it the family asking the cops, or was it the cops decided, you know, we have no need for keeping these anymore? And yeah, the fact that the bones have been handed back makes you wonder what else is no longer available. Anyway, as I say, I do apologise for starting a bit soon, and really I must head off. As I say, that message from Wiegert from nearly 4 years ago. My goodness, you know, I remember when I got it, thinking, "Oh, that's good. At least he's replied." But Mark, if you're sticking by everything done in this case, and that's what you've said, if you are sticking by everything that was done in this case, you are sticking with the fact that you are happy with those bones, those cremains, being handed back, despite knowing full well that you were going against a Wisconsin state statute, for which at the moment we don't even know what the remedy for that is. Because, as I say, it's the first time. Well, I don't think it's the first time it's happened. I just think it's the first time that the state have been caught out. Anyway, I'm going to say cheerio, and we'll catch you all again soon. Yeah, Mustache, thanks all for tuning in. We'll catch you all again soon.